Hi everyone, Gaz here and welcome to my channel and welcome to round 6 of the Heavies South Coast Karting Championship 2021. And boy, have we got a round for you tonight, especially a final of epic proportions for all the wrong and right reasons. It's probably one of the most controversial finals in the history of South Coast karting, let alone possibly the history of whole motor racing, aside from possibly Max Verstappen and obviously Lewis Hamilton's incidents. But more on that later. That'll come up in the final. Reference to my recent email, I'd like to thank quickly my agent for all the work he's done, and also to let all my fans know and everyone else know that my recovery is going well. Still not certain at the moment. I'm hoping to be at the next round, which is only a week away. So watch this space on that one, and we will see how we go. So coming up is the round 1, or heat 1, sorry. Bear with me. So as always, if you can give us a like, perhaps share the video if someone's interested in us, and subscribe for the channel. And click on the notification bell if you want to be notified of everything that's coming up. Helps the channel grow and helps you massively. So as you remember from the last round, currently Josh first, Nick Butler second, myself third, only 5 points covering the top 3. So it's all to play for in this round. The rest of the guys all doing well underneath us there, not too far behind, but it's looking like, as I said in the previous round, a 3-horse race. So without further ado, coming into heat 1. Personally, I qualified in a lowly 8th, wasn't great, so I'm starting an 8th on the grid. We've got ahead of me Adam there, great result for Adam, only just started racing the South Coast. And on pole we've got Nick, Josh second, AD third, Joe 4th, Mark 5th, Lewis 6th, and as I said, Adam 7th and myself 8th. And then we've got, sorry guys, can't quite make you out behind us there. So, ready for the lights. Green, and off we go. So first of all, taking Adam straight away. Adam had a bit of a bad start there. A little bump in there between Mark and Lewis in front of me. So as it is, I've made up one place. I'm currently sitting in 7th. Going forward is always the best way rather than going backwards, as in my previous previous round I should say, spent most of the time going backwards. So at the moment we're going the right way, which is the main thing. So all pretty tight up front at the moment. Josh, I see, has dropped down a place. So we've got Nick leading, AD second, Josh third, Joe 4th, Mark 5th, Lewis 6th, and myself 7th. Now coming up is possibly one of the greatest ever overtaking manoeuvres ever seen in South Coast karting, and possibly on any track. I'll let you watch first. As I'm sure you agree, there's taking 3 people in one corner there. Probably my best move ever as well, I have to say, so I'm more than happy with that. So we're now sitting in 4th place. Josh ahead here, my main rival in the championship, one of my main rivals. Mark behind me. A lovely move on the exit of the chicane there. Taking Josh, moving up to 3rd. So from 8th to 3rd, everything going great in heat 1. So once again we've got, actually AD's just taken Nick, so AD in the lead. No he's not, Nick's taking him back. So got Nick in first, AD second, myself 3rd, Mark 4th, Josh 5th, just being taken by Lewis I think. that bit of a gap at the moment on Mark, closing down now on Alien Nick there, back away at the moment. Said, obviously Josh being behind one of my main rivals is a good thing, but we've got Nick ahead, who has been getting increasingly better results recently. A couple of points ahead of me at this stage in the championship, and ahead of me in this heat, which is where I need to be. Ailey's taking the lead. You can see that move on Nick. Good to see Ailey up there. Down on me while I'm closing down on Nick somewhat. So it looks like it's on 4 here, we've got a gap on Lewis there, who's in 5th, I think that is, with Josh 6th. Those two up ahead, battling each other somewhat, which is obviously, I imagine A's still got the defending, which allows me to close the gap. At the same time, Mark seems to be maintaining the gap behind me or closing various points. So we're all working nicely to catch the lead two at the moment. Mark is currently 4th in the championship. He's quite a way back, although mathematically he can still catch me. I'm not too concerned about that, short of some real horrendous results. Mark's already trying to go for a few moves here, trying everything he can, every line. As always, Mark wise to that for the most part, at the moment anyway. So this is, I remember to defend a bit here from Mark, so that's allowed AD to gap a little bit more. Trying everything, Mark, look at him. So that of course, us battling here has allowed Lewis now to close the gap with both of us, who's now on the tail of Mark. Now fighting for 3rd, 4th and 5th positions here. Fighting for 3rd, obviously on the 3rd. Those two are fighting for 3rd. The floodlights starting to come on now, just starting to get a bit darker. Great track when the floodlights come on. Not so good with the GoPro though, as you'll see the GoPro's going out for not being so good in the dark, but at least with floodlights still takes a reasonable picture of these nights. Alright, so great move than Lewis there on Mark, so now Lewis is up to 4th. Allow Adi and Nick to at least maintain that gap ahead, if not extend it slightly. Lewis quite quickly there pulled a sizable gap on Mark, so now I'm going to be soon defending against Lewis. This is always a pleasure, eh, Lewis? That was on the grass. red flag. Forgot about that. So yeah, we had a red flag situation for the accident.
What happened?
Which we were sat here for quite a while. I think if I remember, we were probably sat here for about 5 minutes. So we'll soon cut forward and get going again. And I've obviously got to hope I've got a good start. Good start and cut because I've got Lewis and Mark there really close on my tail. So here we go, coming up. So it'll be a green flag situation. There it goes, pretty lamely by Ollie there. Hardly announced it, so I had to be fully alert, Ollie. But managed to keep ahead of Lewis. Now we've got Joe coming into the picture there. Is that Joe? Yeah, that's Joe just taking Mark. Mark won't be happy about that. Mark's soon taking that back. So there we are, we got 4 of us now fighting for 3rd position. So of course I'm going to do everything I can to make sure none of them have myself for myself. So we have to forget about any chance of 2nd for now. Once again, great to see it. 80 up there, does have good results. Certainly hasn't been up in first for a long time, I don't think. Bit of bumping going behind there. So I'm definitely aware they're there. See Lewis bumping into the exit of the last turn, bumping off the racing line, and he gets a bad pass for that, which means he has to allow me back through. The interesting thing is he didn't do it for a while, which held me up, of course, but he did say, you know, not that I'm saying anything I shouldn't be saying, but when we chatted about it afterwards, Lewis said maybe he should have opened up a gap, 5-second gap, and taken the 5-second penalty on the back straight, which is what happens. Food for thought for anyone who's watching. I'm not sure whether 5 seconds is enough, you know, because if someone's got a good car or got a run and can extend a lead by bumping you out of the way, then getting off, and then only gets a 5-second penalty, and you still don't get that position back. Is that really a penalty? I don't think so. So I think that's maybe something that needs to be looked at. So now, obviously, in fairness, Lewis is trying to let me back through. We're going to get up there first. Do it detriment to his own race. There you go now, let's go through here. Nice one, Lewis. And then of course didn't realise Mark was there, so Mark slipped through as well. Poacher's opportunity there. And I think that's Joe got through as well, so Lewis definitely wouldn't have been happy there. Yeah, it's a tricky one, that one. At the end of the day, they got a bad pass right himself for knocking me out of the way, off of my line. Held me up for a couple of laps. Not really held me up, I wouldn't say that actually, because he got outside. But whether anyone doing that should only get a 5-second penalty, I don't know actually. I don't think it's sufficient enough. Like I said, especially if you pull out more than 5-second lead, you really don't lose anything generally. So maybe it needs to be 10 seconds or even a stop going the pits possibly. Perhaps we can look at that, George. Something else we need to look at. So we're coming up to it's Todd Tom, I think it is. Sorry fella, if I forgot your name. Back marker here, so he's looking around, which is what back markers need to be aware of what's going on around them. Nicely out of the way, let us through. Got the mark sneaking up there. In the well there, that was a checkered flag which I missed. Yeah, so Mark had been catching me on the straight there, and I was wise to that. I knew he was going to try that, but luckily I took a different line to stop him actually get me on the line. So off we go. So straight into heat 2, round 6. So in this one, that was third result for me, which means I'm third on the grid. So we've got 80 on pole, well done 80, great race, won the first heat. And Nick in second, who's obviously the main rival. Then we've got Mark in fourth, Joe fifth, I think it's Lewis in sixth. Off we go. So straight away drop down one to Mark. So reverse positions for me and Mark from the first heat. Aidy currently maintaining his first position with Nick second, Mark fourth. Mark third rather, myself fourth. And Joe, is that? Yeah, Joe in fifth. Lewis sixth. I think. Josh. Yeah, Josh behind me, seventh. As you can see, obviously, the night's pulling in, autumn's coming, and the floodlights in full effect now. Pretty close, us four at the front, pulled out a bit of a lead on Joe now. Mark had a bad entry into the chicane there, nearly had an opportunity. So, as I said, reverse to what happened in the first heat. Now it's my time to try and do what I can to get past Mark, obviously, to see what I can do with the two front runners, with Aidy and Nick. Joe's working hard on my tail there. Joe's been racing pretty well recently. It's only your first year, Joe, maybe second year racing. I see you improving. He's all over my tail at the moment, so I'm having to work on defending him to a degree, although not too hard, so we'll maintain a fairly tight pattern the first 4. 5 of us. Looking out on there. Pulled out a little bit of a lead on Joe, so I'm working on Mark again properly. Yeah, he's definitely having a look. You know I'm there, Mark, don't you? Little look there, that's not happening. So what we want to try and do is force him into a mistake, just like that. Obviously that wasn't happening at that time, I wasn't in the position to make that move. Just letting him run there again, but putting the pressure on, trying to make him make that mistake that I need to get through before Alien didn't get away. So at this stage, AD's having a blinder. 2 first positions as it stands. Obviously, Nick on his tail again, which is what happened in the first heat. Got myself and Joe quite a sizable lead down to 6. That is at the moment. So once again, I could do it being ahead of Nick, and that isn't happening at the moment. He keeps like this, extending his lead. Only two more rounds to go after this. Possibly it. There we go. Nearly a mistake again from Mark. That's the trouble, when you've got someone on your tail, it's very easy to lose concentration. Just make those small mistakes, which is what you don't want as the defender, and what you want as the attacker, obviously. Tail now, trying a few different lines. See Nick's dropped off, trying to have a little look up there again, that's not happening. Nick's dropped off of 80 slightly. Mark, make a mistake. There we go, that's what we want, a nice switch back, force him into that error, and that time he knew it was lost. So here we are, 3rd. Mark back where he was in the first heat, much to his annoyance, no doubt. Now I can see what I can do, closing the gap on Amy and Nick. So straight away pulled out a bit of a lead on Mark, so I don't have to worry about those guys. Now, as it stands, it's looking like 2/3 for me. Unless we can close this gap down, and obviously I'll keep Mark behind. So coming up after this heat is, as I said at the beginning, final the whole world of motorsport racing has been talking about. Anyone who's seen my press releases, there goes Nick just interrupting, there goes Nick making the move on AD. Nicely done. Actually, I should have done it, that's another story. So, as I was saying, coming up to the final, and the controversy that's been all over the world press, the motorsport world. Here it's a footage for everyone to see coming up, that no one's seen apart from the top level stewards dealt with the inquiry, but more on that when we come to it. So back to this heat, obviously now right in the back of 80, he'll soon be aware I'm there, he's still trying to back at Nick. That's going to change as soon as he realises like this, and now he's going to try and defend me whilst he wants to lose another place when he was in the lead, down to 3rd. But I would quite happy to take the race 80. Of course, that's now allowed Mark and Joe to come back into it, so we're all pretty close still. Us top 5. I don't know how far 6 is down, but it's certainly quite a way back, so it's quite a tight pack. It's leading 5. Can't do any more laps now. Lap, so short of Eddie making a serious mistake here. There's a checkered flag, well done Nick, well done Eddie. So that's another third for me, marking 4th, Joe 5th. So moving on to the final. As Martin said, bigger than the hand of God story for the World Cup. Maradona, hand of God. I wouldn't disagree, Martin, to be fair. Certainly had a lot of people talking. My phone's been off hook. As I said in my previous video, it's been off the scale with people trying to get hold of me and my agent. But anyway, so here we go. Into the final. Exclusive here, no one has seen this footage apart from the stewards, and we'll come on to that shortly. So from the start I'm on 3rd off the grid, green, and a great start, got the inside of 80, so straight on, working on Nick, who will be now currently leading the championship as it stands. So pulled out quite a lead already from this Mark in 3rd. Starting to close on Nick. First lap completed. This is the second lap. Now coming up, I'll keep quiet. Sod luck, listen to my engine. There you go. The engine's spluttering, cutting out, gifting Mark 2nd, nothing I can do about it. Just really gutting. You know, it's one of them things. Ultimately, I thought initially someone had their finger on the rev limiter that they use for safety, etc. Because that's how it felt, but apparently not. Sod's law. I worked hard to get up in the 2nd, closing up Nick. 100 metres or so, spluttering, allowed Mark to take over on now. Stuck back behind Mark. He's defending. Although had a sizable gap. Now got Josh and Lewis closing us down while I try and get past Mark. So for the next few laps, this is pretty much how it goes. Mark seems to have had a night of this, one way or another. Either he's behind me or I'm behind him. So all the while, of course, my main championship rival for the title, Nick, is just off on his own, and it's the easy time right now. Nothing I can do about that right now. Head down, try and get around Mark. He's doing a sterling job of making sure I don't. So, as I I said, you can see in the background now, Josh, all the way back from Lewis, starting to close us down as we battle. Nice hole, but better off working together than close that down. Seismic gap, which is going to be impossible to close down in this red end of passing quickly. And there's Josh coming up my tail right now. There you can see in the background there now Lewis off the back of us. Defending here, starting to close on us through as well, which is where, as you'll soon see, it all starts to get a bit interesting. Leading to the life-threatening accident, as you all know, I had. Pleased to say, talking to Rich, pleased to say that the recovery is going well. Local Rich doctors are amazing surgery, that kind of to get yourself back on your feet. It's not definite I'll be at the next round yet, but at the moment, if everything goes as it has been already, I should be there to take my place. Still fight to some degree for the championship. What happened, I think I blame Mark really, because if he hadn't held me up like this, if he hadn't taken over when my engine was spluttering, then none of this would happen. So it's your fault, Mark. So coming up in around about minute or 30 seconds time is where the whole incident started, so I'll let you all watch it, I'll let you make up your own mind, etc., but the decision's been made, which we'll talk about briefly in a moment. So here we have Josh and Lewis. Where it all started. And that's where it all ended. Oh, jeez. I shouldn't laugh because, you know, at this level of motor racing, it's a serious business, and, you know, the fact I could have killed somebody myself doesn't bear thinking about. You might notice in that rear view there, it's slightly out of sync actually, not that it makes any difference to this, because it's a front view we're looking at really. And there's me getting my fill of tyres, which is something I don't normally do, and I need to get some advice on how to do it better from maybe Carlos.
Josh bumped me onto the exit.
No, I didn't see that. And then he hit you here.
Yeah.
And just ran you.
So there you go, kids. Do your worst with that. My race ended up in last place. I haven't shown you the rest of the race there because I was literally just pooling around after losing God knows how many laps. And that's where it all started to kick off. A decision has been made. I respect the decision. I understand the decision. Obviously, to be perfectly honest, once I'd seen the footage, I knew there was a good chance that that decision was going to happen that way. I held out small hope that I might have been allowed to have a bit more room than I was given, because potentially I felt it's almost too late for me to pull out. But obviously that wasn't the case, so I'll leave it at that. Respect the decision, and coming up on the screen you'll see what the actual verdict was when it went to the highest level. So respect to George and everyone else who made the decision, which you can see on the screen right now. Which meant I'm in 12th. So, what have we all learned from that? We all always learn something, don't we? Well, this is what I think we've all learned from it. Firstly, Josh is a dirty cunt. Secondly, Martin, clerk of the course, is a blind cunt. Third, Josh is a dirty cunt. Fourth, Lewis is a needs to learn to keep his mouth shut occasionally kind of cunt. 5, I'm a hard racing and fuck the rules kind of cunt. 6, Josh is a dirty cunt. Have I said that? 7, Wob is just a cunt. George is a bit of a lazy with procedures kind of cunt. And finally, AD is just the biggest cunt. What can I say? But in all seriousness, Lewis and I have been chatting privately, and it's all smoothed over between me and Lewis as it should be. You know, I respect the decision, and it's the right decision, and we all move on. And in light of that, as much as it girls me, this is a little message between myself and Lewis. So at the next round, it will pain me greatly, but it's the right thing to do. I'll be doing as it says in that, what you can see on the screen there. At least I can do. So well done, Lewis. And going back to the actual results, So those results now leave the table looking like this. As you can see, Josh has dropped down to second, I've maintained third, and Nick has jumped up to first from second, which has left it only 1 point between myself and Josh now. A 19 or 18 point lead by Nick. So it's still all to play for, but obviously that gap is going to be a little bit harder now with only 2 rounds remaining. On a positive note for myself, the best I can out of all this, that is actually ended up being my drop round. So all still to play for thereabouts. Best of luck to everybody, and obviously well done Nick and well done everyone else the last round, and see you at the next round next week, fuckers. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.